What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Always Compete Seahawks podcast. I am Sam. That is Mike, and
Mhm,
today we'll be breaking down a surprising move
mhm.
that happened in the Seahawks world a couple days ago. The Seahawks traded Ahkello Witherspoon to the Pittsburgh Steelers in exchange for a 2023 fifth round pick. I don't know why I said second, fifth round pick.
Yeah.
So Ahkello Witherspoon, the experiment's over. Never even plays a single regular season snap as a Seahawk. Does not suit up for a regular season game as a Seahawk.
Yeah.
He's done. Um,
Kinda
Very
shocking.
interesting move, Mike. What are your thoughts?
Um, well, I have 2 thoughts here. My first thought was surprised because, number 1, we're pretty thin at corner. Like, it's not a great position that we have. Like, it's like, okay, if we traded, like, a wide receiver or something, I could be like, "Okay, we have, like, a lot of quality wide receivers." We don't have a lot of quality corners, so the fact that we traded one of them is a bit surprising to me. Also, I think the 5th round pick was a good value in return for a kilo. Um,
Totally.
I just wonder, like, why trade him now? Like, if he played throughout the season and he was bad or something like that, then I get to trade him. But they didn't really give him a chance at all. I mean, from what I was hearing, like, he just could not maybe get it together. He could not, like, lock down the starting role. So maybe they
I
just
I heard it was a technique thing. Like the Seahawks kept asking their technique out of him, and he could never do it. And it apparently really pissed off the coaching staff.
well, and
And
another thing that makes it make more sense is Sidney Jones
yeah,
played at Washington. Then he played under Gus Bradley, who they teach similar techniques that, like, Pete Carroll and the
well,
stuff.
Gus Bradley was the Seahawks defensive
Right,
coordinator, so nothing
right,
really changed there.
right. So
And
Sidney,
for those wondering, Ken Norton was also a linebackers coach under Gus Bradley in Seattle during the LOB years. So they run very similar systems,
right,
if not
right,
just about the same system.
right.
So
Very, and
I just had
obviously
to
Pete
include that.
Carroll, was still there. You know what I mean? So I think Sidney Jones fits them better. Like, they like Sidney Jones as a player more. Um, So yeah, I don't think the trade was bad. I wish maybe we would have kept on to him until at least some of these guys had proven themselves. Um, who knows? I was pretty shocked by it. But I think especially for the Seahawks, the 5th round pick is good because you know how good John Schneider is at stealing people in the later rounds of the draft. Um,
Richard Sherman was a fifth round pick.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, enough said,
Cam
right? I
wasn't
mean,
Cam
come on.
Cam was a sixth? No, fourth.
Cam was a like a what was like he was like I think he might have been a fifth round pick too.
Yeah, he might have been a fifth too.
I'll
So
fact check that. I think KJ
so
Wright was also a fifth round pick. Like
Dude,
we have a really
literally
good
insane.
history.
Speaking of KJ Wright,
Cam
happy that
Chancellor.
he got a job. Happy that he signed with the Raiders.
Yeah,
If it
yeah.
wasn't gonna work out with us, then
It
I'm
really.
glad he did.
I knew that he wasn't coming back, but
Yeah,
it
I was
still
I was
hurt.
hopeful. You were like, Mike, it's not gonna happen. I was like, dude, it's gonna happen. He's gonna
Yeah, yeah.
resign.
Cam Chancellor was a fifth
Yeah,
round pick. I believe KJ was a fifth round pick
yeah.
as
So
well.
especially for a team like Seattle, a 5th round pick is really really good for them.
KJ was a fourth round pick, but still, I
Okay,
mean,
yeah, fourth,
shows
fifth,
it's evident that we're very good
right,
at picking in the
right.
later rounds. Now, for me, looking at what this means for the overall team aspect, and that's what I really look at all the time. Whenever there's a move that's interesting, you're like, what could this mean about the team, not necessarily the player? There's a lot of things that are really popping out to me immediately. A, they must be very confident with DJ Reed at left corner. He's been
Hmm.
getting reps at left corner in practice. They must be very confident with him. They think that he can do it. B, they must be very confident with Trey Flowers, who will now be starting
Which three
at
days
right
ago,
corner.
which 3 days ago we recorded a Trey Flowers cut video.
3 days ago, Greg
We
Bell was
never
like,
posted it.
Trey Flowers is likely to be cut. We recorded it. Mike posted it for like a split second. I'm like,
I posted for like 2 minutes, and then he's
you
like,
might want
"Take
to
it."
take it down until it's official,
Yeah,
And he doesn't
yeah,
get cut. And then like a day later, it's like, oh yeah, he's starting at
yeah.
right corner for us now.
Ahkello actually is gone.
Yeah.
So
it's
awesome.
yeah,
No,
but
it
Trey
was so funny,
Flowers,
and I was like, "Well, I guess I got to delete that one now."
yeah,
That
but
was
it
weird.
was very interesting to see that. And then it's like, oh yeah, we're so confident Trey Flowers that we're willing to move our really good, or at least our pretty good right corner out to left corner because we like Trey Flowers that much.
I
Three.
Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead real fast before
No,
I
no,
move
no.
on.
I was just gonna piggyback off what you said, but you go ahead with your third
Yeah.
point.
Three. They must be very confident in Trey Brown. whether they're talking about his knee injury, which is a concern, but because of this trade, I think that solidifies him as the backup left,
Got to be.
and that he will. He's probably healthier than the reports that we've been getting in the last couple days.
Yeah, they feel more confident about him than they probably are letting on.
Yeah, and then the final thing is that kind of adding on with Trey Brown, they must also be very confident about Trey Brown's play at that position to say, we're going to trade cornerback depth because we like you at left corner, at second string. Think about it, if DJ Reed gets hurt, which he has done in the past, it's Trey Brown's time. He has to show that, we picked you, step in and make a play, So this is a very interesting move, especially when you look at the team aspect of it.
I don't know how to feel about it because
I like the move.
I think there are goods and bads.
I like the move for a couple of reasons here. A, you said it earlier, pretty good return.
Yeah.
For a fifth round pick. People were like, fifth round pick.
If you would have
fifth round pick is a legitimate value pick. We got Gabe Jackson for a fifth round pick.
If you would have told me, if you'd have said, hey, the Seahawks are trading Ahkello Witherspoon, what do you think they got? I'd have been like,
I'd be like a sixth or a seventh.
The fifth is good. A fifth is good.
Because 1 year of a player who wasn't going to start for the Seahawks, not ideal.
If they were at the point where they were like really going to move out for him, if they couldn't have found a trade partner, I'm guessing he might have gotten cut.
He probably would have gotten cut.
So we just got a free fifth round pick, basically.
Yeah.
So again, from a return standpoint, I really
somebody said that we virtually traded Ahkello Witherspoon and Sidney Jones, who have both very similar traits and fit our system. And Sidney Jones fits our system better. We traded Ahkello Witherspoon for Sidney Jones, and then we traded a fifth for a sixth. Essentially, it's like Ahkello Witherspoon in a sixth for Sidney Jones in a fifth, which is
that's good in my opinion. That's a great trade.
Overall, that's a very good trade, considering especially that Ahkello and Sidney are kind of they're like,
I think Ahkello might be a better corner, but I think Sidney fits our scheme better.
Ahkello definitely has a higher upside, but Sidney definitely fits our system better. And I can't believe that we didn't read the writings on the wall that because Sidney Jones was brought in, we kind of read it as, right corner, Trey Flowers is going to get cut. When in reality, it was Ahkello Witherspoon, which is interesting. But once again, that's kind of it was a shocking. I would say at the time it was shocking. I also like the move for one more reason. If he wasn't going to start, don't keep $4 million guaranteed on the team.
Oh, speaking of the trade, not only did we acquire our fifth round pick, Anthony Jones, we saved cap.
We saved cap this year. Keyword this year. We saved cap this year. The next 2 years, we'll have to pay $2.5 million to Ahkello over the next 2 years.
Right.
After this year.
But if we're going to go out and sign a guy, maybe Geno Atkins, maybe, that'll help for this season. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing that I've heard is that Geno Atkins signing would likely come after week 1 because from what I understand, there's like a certain thing that happens with guaranteed money after week 1 for veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Like they get a certain amount of their guaranteed money after they play after week 1 happens.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't get the whole thing, but hey, I think I would say that this move makes and we've stayed and we've kept the spot open, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. He's been gone for a couple of days now. We've left or actually like 24 hours, but we haven't heard anything like, Seahawks are going to be bringing in this low-level guy who nobody's ever heard of, but they like him.
What I'm guessing is going to happen is especially we're talking about, Geno Atkins, we might go into the season and have promoted maybe one of the practice squad guys, like Cade Johnson, whatever, and then go into the season with 53, cut one of the guys, and then bring in Geno after week 1, like you're saying. So I think I don't think we're going to expect any other things before the first game because our first game's in exactly 8 days. Very excited for that.
Very, very excited.
But I would expect us to kind of do just minor stuff, and then maybe after week 1, sign Geno Atkins is probably what I'm thinking. I agree with you on that. So
yeah,
I think that's going to be it for this video. Let us know what you guys thought of the Ahkello Witherspoon trade. We kind of went through it. Let me know, if you thought the return was good, if we should have traded him, all that. And we will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.